So thanks for the presentation. It's great, but I'm a little confused because the conversation that generated the request to bring you here was about an expansion of an outdoor patio at one of the establishments, and the concern was about amplified outdoor music at the establishment late into the night. And so I was hoping you could give like some stats. Are there any complaints, and how are those dealt with, or how are if the restaurant is playing music outdoors and late into the night and it's going into neighborhoods and people are hearing it and being bothered, how does that get dealt with?
Well, I don't have statistics on disturbing the peace is basically what that would equate to. You have two avenues to address that. One would be a citizen calling to complain, you know, there's loud music coming from this establishment, I can't sleep.
It's a couple years ago, we had the Responsible Hospitality Institute come in and look at what we were doing in terms of trying to manage our downtown environment. Responsible Hospitality Institute is a nonprofit organization, national perspective, focuses solely on nighttime entertainment districts. They work with, whether it's the Gaslamp District in San Diego or Beale Street in Tennessee, or it doesn't matter, the French Quarter down in New Orleans and Nolans, or you know, somewhere in Beantown. I mean, they're all over the country working with these nighttime economies. And by and large, what they told us at that time, that was two and a half years ago, they told us a couple things, that our ordinances were probably the most progressive in the country, the way that we were going about regulating. But they also said that while the police department and the code enforcement department play a role, there needs to be a peer-to-peer accountability system, and in almost all the cases, without exception, that comes through a business improvement district.
My name is Jane Rands. I was also here at that item when they're talking about expanding Jack Franklin's outdoor dining area, and I do recall that being a request. And I'm surprised it's the first time that this is kind of being brought up and discussed in planning. I know that you're new, so a few of you are new. Mr. Zink, our planning director, and that was the discussion of a bid, a business improvement district. It's essentially a tax. And some of the things are kind of problematic in what occurred before. Number one, $70,000 was funded from redevelopment for pursuing the bid. It's under state law. Businesses are allowed to tax themselves to create this bid, but it's not supposed to be directed by the city or redevelopment agency. Secondly, what the contractor was told to study and present was only one of two options, and that was a property owner-based bid as opposed to a business owner-based bid. So with the property owner-based bid, yeah, all the bar owners and all the people who had properties that had bars were right on board. The people who weren't on board were the dress shops, were the lawyers, were the banks, the people who were going to have to subsidize the cleanup after the bars. So if there is any intent by this body to pursue a business improvement district, be darn sure that there is just as much attention paid to a business owner as opposed to property owner-based bid. That would allow for a business improvement district to be created by bar owners only. If that's who wants it, that's who should create it, and they can tax the businesses and not the people who are actually being harmed by the bars. Additionally, a bid, as I understand, cannot be used to replace current services that are already being provided by the city. So I'm thinking that we're going to offset the cost of our police officers. The bid really isn't legal under that process. What it was being proposed for was cleaning up garbage.
I apologize. Mr. Chairman, may I interject? I just...
as long as I can have my time back, please. Thank you.
I apologize for interrupting. I just want to caution against going too far afield off what's agendized. Specific agenda item is a presentation on downtown Fullerton. We're starting to get into discussions of a business improvement district, which the Commission, of course, may agendize for a discussion, but I just wanted to bring that to the Chair's and the Commission's attention.
And I would appreciate it if that was an issue, if that you would have, Mike, please, that you would have stopped the planning director when he brought up this issue rather than when I'm bringing up the problems with what was being proposed. It sounds biased, or this process is becoming biased.